Hey guys, it's Jace with MTG Packs Revealed. Sorry I haven't been uploading regularly. I've been busy with some family stuff this past week, but I'm back and I'm here to talk about the Future of Elspeth Tyrell. So let's review her story, shall we? The last we heard of her was in Journey into Nyx. She was traveling with Ajani. She chose to travel with him because when he ended up in her plane of Bant, he was wounded and he was going to die. She nursed him back to health personally. The two realized that their worlds were closer than they previously thought. He promised that he would come back to Bant someday and repay the debt that he still owed Elspeth. After he left, Elspeth still pondered the events long after. In the space between their first and second meetings, Elspeth fell into a great depression, no longer caring about her home plane of Bant, and believing it had fallen into a new dark forest. She later left Bant. Ajani attracted her to Theros. Together the two set things right in Theros. Ajani was hoping it would straighten her out and he would relieve her of this hate and anger that she had in her heart, as Ajani had a similar experience when he was younger. They entered Nyx to complete the challenges of the gods. Ajani urged her to choose a less stressful challenge, but she didn't listen. She chose the trial of Erebos. She succeeded, but what happened in there is still unknown. The pair then faced Xenagos, who achieved his god position from Elspeth's misfortunes and had to be taken down. With Ajani's help, she killed Xenagos using Godsend and sent him back to the mortal world. Shortly after, Heliod struck her because he feared that her power was too much, and he was also jealous of her ability to planeswalk. He killed her. Ajani brought her back to the mortal world and tried to save her, but sadly, he was going to fail. The agents of Erebos came to take Elspeth to the underworld. Ajani tried to fight them off, but he failed. He was left with only her cloak. He plotted revenge. He went through Theros protesting against the gods, how Heliod was weak with fear. Without their prayers, the gods would have no power. He wears the cloak still. A possible future still exists for Elspeth. Ajani, the person, and I came up with a future lore. It's not official, obviously, and it's not entirely our idea. It's based off multiple lores, so to everyone who gave us the idea of this, thank you. And here it is. So the new lore is that Ajani succeeds in stopping a majority of prayers towards the gods. In doing so, the god becomes weak. So he re-enters Nyx, and he challenges Erebos. He defeats him. He then gains access to the underworld. He searches and eventually finds Elspeth in a prison, chained to the wall, beaten, and tortured. Ajani had picked up his fallen friend and brings her into Nyx, with Heliod there waiting. Ajani realizes that neither of them could defeat Heliod at full power. He takes a last resort. He puts his hand over Elspeth's heart and he starts to illuminate. In a single instant, he vanishes. Elspeth opens her eyes, and her eyes are now the eyes of Ajani. She has glowing lines running from her arms to her legs. She now feels empowered and healthy for one of the first times in her life. As she looks around, she realizes she isn't in Nyx anymore. She's back in Bant. Ajani had given his life to save Elspeth, to give her a second chance. The fate of Ajani is still unknown. As a final tribute, Elspeth is reborn as Elspeth Lionheart. So if you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and post your thoughts in the comments.